It's Cleveland Indians baseball. Today we'll be at Cleveland Stadium as the Cleveland Indians take on the Minnesota Twins. Last night the Indians and Twins met for the first time this season. And for the first time ever, at least in a regular season game, I don't know if it ever happened in spring training, the Perry brothers faced off as pitchers. Gaylord Perry pitching for Cleveland and Jim Perry pitching for the Twins. And of course, not to be outdone by that, there were there was another set of brothers out there. The Nettles brothers, with Greg Nettles playing for Cleveland and Jim Nettles for Minnesota. Both Perry brothers were at their best yesterday. In the bottom of the first, the Indians scratched out a run on a sacrifice fly by Greg Nettles. And then after that, Jim Perry pitched for the first 7 innings. After the first inning, let's see, only two more members of the Indians got on base, and they both got on by way of errors. And it looked like there were a lot of groundouts there. Gaylord Perry was having some trouble with his control a little bit. He walked the first two batters in the second inning, but was able to escape without giving up any runs. He went into the ninth inning holding a 1-0 lead, and he got two quick outs, and then Jim Nettles singled, Rich Reese pinch hit, he singled, Tony Oliva came up, he making his first at bat of the season. He walked, and that loaded the bases. So 2 outs. Twins worked the bases loaded. So Ray Lamb went in the pitch to get the last out of the game. Dan Monson pinch hit, and he singled. That scored Nettles and Reese. That put Minnesota up 2-1. And then Denny Riddleberger came in a pitch, and Riddleberger's been struggling. His last 3 appearances have been a little shaky, especially his game on Tuesday. I'll talk about in a few minutes. He came out and got a clutch strikeout against Rod Carew. So in the bottom of the ninth, Indians are suddenly down 2-1. It's starting to look like a game from 1971 all over again. Tom McCraw let out, grounding out. Then Greg Nettles had a infield single, and John Lowenstein was put in a pinch run. Chambliss struck out. 2 outs. Minnesota's an out away from coming away with a nice 9th-run rally and a win. At this point, I should note too that Wayne Granger is pitching for Minnesota. Wayne Granger came over in the offseason from Cincinnati. So then Del Unser singled, and Ray Fosse walked. So the bases loaded, 2 outs. Buddy Bell comes up to pinch hit for Denny Reelberger, and he blooped one in the left center, base hit. Lowenstein score. Unser came in to score. Cleveland wins 3-2. It was a nice game for the Indians. Nice win. Even Gaylord Perry pitched well for 8 2/3 innings. The only real difficulty, he gave up 5 walks. Gave up 5 hits and he walked 5. So he comes away with a no decision. This was coming after his game on Sunday against the Angels, where he had his worst outing of the year. And Denny Riddleberger came away with the win. And Wayne Granger took a loss. After getting swept by the Angels last weekend, Oakland came to town for their first meeting with the Indians. And Cleveland took 2 out of 3 from them. On Monday, Cleveland won 7-3 behind Dick Tidrow had a good outing. He's 4-5 now. And the Indians' bats finally came alive. They got 14 hits in that game. They really busted up Diego Segui and Joe Horlan. One of the Indians' old friends reappeared, one that they're not really wanting to see, and that was Indians pitchers giving up the gopher ball. Dick Tidrow gave up a home run, and Steve McGorry gave up a home run. And that accounted for all 3 of Oakland's runs. Mike Epstein hit a 2-run homer in the 6th, and Dave Duncan hit a solo home run in the 9th. That was Duncan's 13th home run of the season. Following night was things got rough. It's Ken Holtzman for Oakland, and the Indians had to plug in relief pitcher Phil Hennigan for an emergency start, and Hennigan went pretty well. They were hoping to get 5, maybe 6 innings out of him, and he went 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. And then Steve Hargan came in the 8th. He gave up 1 run. So going into the 9th, Cleveland's leading 6-3. Cleveland had scored 4 runs in the first inning and 2 runs in the second inning. And Denny Riddleberger comes in a pitch, and he just did not have it. Sal Bando led off the inning with a solo home run. So that made it 6-4 in favor of Cleveland. Kevin Harris grounded out, then Dave Duncan doubled. George Hendrick came in a pinch hit. He struck out, so there's 2 outs. The Indians are 1 out away from winning. And then Mike Hegan, who's been having an excellent season, singled. That scored Duncan. That made it 6-5. And then Joe Rudi followed with a 2-run homer, and that put Oakland ahead 7-6. That was the third home run of the game for Oakland. And the Indians, in the bottom of the ninth, they got runners on first and third with 2 outs, but Buddy Bell flied out to end the game. So Cleveland snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. That was like a 1971 type game where the bullpen just couldn't do it. That was Riddleberger's third rough appearance in a row. But then the following night, it was Vince Colbert against Vita Blue. And the Indians won that game 3-1. Colbert pitched 8 strong innings, and then Ed Farmer came in the ninth, and he gave up a solo home run to Joe Rudi, making it 3-1. But the Indians were able to win the game, even though Oakland had 2 men on with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Oakland hit 6 home runs in that 3-game series. Then the Indians were off on Thursday, and last night they beat Minnesota 3-2. So they actually been having a pretty good week. Nick Milletti got some bad news that the NHL decided to expand into Kansas City, which everybody had figured they were going to. And instead of moving to Cleveland, they're going to go to Washington, D.C. And there's rumors that there was like some congressional arm twisting going on to the NHL Board of Governors. All right, hold on. I got to take a timeout. Allie Jr. just came in here. And is getting in my way. I'll be right back. All right, as I was saying, the NHL will be expanding in 1973-74 to Kansas City and Washington, D.C. Cleveland has been left out again for NHL expansion. And NHL is talking about expanding probably 4 more teams by 1979. So who knows? Maybe Cleveland will be in there then. We'll be right back with the starting lineups for today's game. All right, we're at Cleveland Stadium for today's game against Cleveland Indians against the Minnesota Twins. It is Saturday, June 10th, 1972. Dick Woodson gets the start for Minnesota. He's made 11 starts. He's 4-4 with an ERA of 2.68. He'll be opposed by Dick Tidrow. He's made 10 starts. He's 4-5 with an ERA of 4.09. Danny Thompson of the Twins has an 11-game hitting streak going. It's 80 degrees here on the lakefront. Wind speed is 2 miles an hour out to left center field, so the wind is blowing toward the lake. Friday with Steve Bry, Twins rookie, called up for his summer military duty. The Twins activated Tony Oliva. Oliva had surgery last year on his knee. and was recovering kind of slowly, and then he backslid a little bit during the strike when he couldn't work out in the spring training site. And there's thought that he may have to have surgery again, but the Twins activated him to take Bry's spot on the roster, and he will be available mainly for pinch hitting duty, according to Bill Rigney, and may work himself into shape to play the field a little bit. But the Twins fans are happy to have him back. Twins have a record of 24-19. They're in third place in the AL West. They're 4.5 games behind California, while the Indians have a record of 23-20. They are 5 games back in the AL East. They're in second place, so they're a half game ahead of the third place New York Yankees. Starting lineup for Minnesota will be leading off the second baseman Rod Carew. Batting second, the shortstop Danny Thompson. Batting third, the right fielder Steve Braun. Batting fourth, the first baseman Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, the left fielder Bobby Darwin. Batting sixth, the center fielder Jim Nettles. Batting seventh, the catcher Phil Roof. Batting eighth, the third baseman Eric Soderholm. And batting ninth, the pitcher Dick Woodson. On defense, the Indians have Tom McCraw at first, Jack Brohammer at second, Frank Duffy at short, Greg Nettles at third, Alex Johnson in left field, Del Unser in center, Buddy Bell in right, Jerry Moses catching, and on the mound, Dick Tidrow. Tidrow, he's the only Indians pitcher who is not at least a 6-footer. He has a record of 4-5 with a 4.09 ERA. 70 in the third innings. He's given up 62 hits. He's walked 27. He's struck out 31. He could bring a little bit of heat. And he mixes his pitches up pretty well. Brings a good curveball as well. His last start against Oakland, he pitched 8 innings, got the win. He has generally been like he'll win a game, then he'll lose a game, then he'll win a game, he'll lose a game, he'll win a game, he'll lose a game. He's looking for getting 2 consecutive wins in his major league career. He is a rookie. He pitched for Ken Aspromonte down in Wichita. Leading off is his second baseman, Rod Carew. Carew's hitting .322. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. Carew only got into 36 games in 1970, but he came back in time for the postseason. He was the MVP of the World Series in 1970, and he was a Rookie of the Year in 1967. He was a protege of Billy Martin when Martin was a coach and manager of the Twins. Here's the first pitch, fastball, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. Denny Riddleberger got a crucial strikeout of Rod Carew in the 9th inning last night. Inside, ball 1. Changeup, Grounder to third. Nettles to his left has it. Throws him out. 1 out. Nice throw by Nettles. That brings up the shortstop, Danny Thompson. Thompson's hitting .305 with 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Thompson has hit in 11 straight games. He's hitting .353 in June. The 0-1 pitch. Another grounder to third. Nettles to his left has it. Throws him out. 2 outs. That'll bring up Steve Braun. Braun's the right fielder, hitting .289, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Last year as a rookie, Braun got into 76 games, and a figure no less than Ted Williams was complimenting his swing. The 2-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. That's a base hit. Brohammer couldn't get to that one. That brings up Harmon Killebrew, the first baseman. Killebrew's hitting .225, 8 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Harmon Killebrew, he got his 500th home run at the end of last season. He finished up last season with 501 home runs. He has 509 career home runs. He has 1,839 hits, so it looks like about 18% of its hits maybe were home runs. Caught the inside corner, strike 1. That's high, ball 1. Caught the outside corner, strike 2. Fastball, called strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 1/2 inning here in Cleveland. It's Minnesota nothing. Cleveland's coming to bat. Starting lineup for the Indians, leading off the shortstop, Frank Duffy. Batting second to second baseman, Jack Brohammer. Brohammer is the Indians' hottest hitter right now. Batting third to left fielder, Alex Johnson. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Tom McCraw. Batting fifth to third baseman, Greg Nettles. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Del Unser. Batting seventh to right fielder, Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell got the game-winning hit last night. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jerry Moses. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Dick Tidrow. On defense, the Twins have Harmon Killebrew at first, Rod Carew at second, Danny Thompson at shortstop, Eric Soderholm at third, Bobby Darwin in left, Jim Nettles in center, Steve Braun in right, Phil Roof catching, and on the mound, Dick Woodson. Woodson, a right-hander, he has good fastball, good curveball. He's been the Twins since 1969. He did not appear at all last season. Let me take a look. All right, I looked it up, and Dick Woodson was in the minor leagues for all of 1971. He's 4-4 this year with a 2.68 ERA. 80 2/3 innings pitched. He's got up 70 hits. He has walked 32, struck out 41. Leading off is Frank Duffy. Duffy, the shortstop, hitting .325. No home runs, 20 runs batted in. Duffy hit .391 in the month of May, and he's hitting .306 in the month of June. Right now, he is the leading vote getter for the American League All-Star team for shortstops, even though his name's not on the ballot. So he's getting a lot of write-in votes. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball, grounder to third. Soderholm is up with it and throws him out. 1 out. That brings up Jack Brohammer, the second baseman. Brohammer's hitting .240, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Brohammer was 10 for 71 in April and May, but in the month of June, he's been 15 for 33. He's hitting .455 in the month of June. Last night was only the second game in the month of June that he didn't get a hit. He has had 6 multi-hit games in the month of June, but he had 2 walks last night. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder down the first base line. That's foul. Change-up, pop-up, foul ground, first base side. Killebrews after it, but that makes the seats. Another foul, first base side. Count remains 0-2. Foul ball down the third baseline this time. Brohammer's a left-handed hitter. He spent 1 year in the minor leagues as a switch hitter, but decided to stick with just hitting left-handed. Liner down the right field line. That's foul. Bouncer to short. Thompson dives, has it. Throws him out. Nice play by Danny Thompson. 2 outs. That'll bring up Alex Johnson. He is hitting .210. 1 home run, 16 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 last night. The 3-1 pitch. Base hit up the middle. Nettles throws it back in. That'll bring up Tom McCraw. He's hitting .316, 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in. McCraw's been a good acquisition for the Indians. He had .462 in the month of May. He's 7 for 28 in the month of June. He had a stretch where he hit home runs in 4 straight games, and 3 of those home runs were pinch hits. That was against the White Sox, the Royals, and the Rangers. McCraw came over from Washington along with Del Unser. Thinking of his father, Al Unser. That one's in the dirt. Johnson moves to second, and that's a wild pitch. High and tight, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on the fastball. There's a base hit up the middle. Nettles into the cutoff man. Johnson scores. It's 1-0 Cleveland. That'll bring up Greg Nettles. He's hitting .243 with 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Nettles hit a home run on Wednesday. That was his first home run since May 14th, almost a month. Last season, he had 41 home runs, but I believe in this season, they raised the height of the fences at Cleveland Stadium. I don't think they moved them back yet because Cleveland still didn't have a warning track, so to speak of. The fence was actually on the edge of the outfield grass. But Cleveland Stadium hasn't been like the easy home run touch it was from like about 1969 to 1971 this year. Throw to first. McCraw's back. That was right down the middle. Strike one on a fastball. Grounder to short. Thompson only plays the third or first. Throws him out. 3 outs, but the Indians get 1 run. 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We go to the second inning. Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing. Bobby Darwin leads off for Minnesota. He is hitting .273, 12 home runs, and 45 runs batted in. This is his rookie year. He got into 3 games with the Dodgers in '69 and 11 games with the Dodgers in 1971. He had 9 total at bats for Los Angeles. And I have to look. I am drawing a blank on how he came to the Twins. He was traded by the Los Angeles Dodgers to the Twins for Paul Powell, who I believe is playing at Albuquerque this year for the Dodgers. Paul Powell. I feel like a rube trying to say a tongue twister like that. The 2-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Duffy's up with it. Throws him out. 1 out. That brings up the center fielder, Jim Nettles. Nettles out of San Diego. Him and his brother, Greg Nettles, they were teammates on the Twins for a short time in 1970. Jim Nettles got into 1 game that year. He was 1 for 4, scored a run last night. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Brohammer has it, throws him out. 2 outs. That'll bring up the catcher, Phil Roof. Roof is hitting .228. No home runs and 3 runs batted in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Base hit into left field. Johnson tosses it back in. So for the second inning in a row, the Twins get a 2-out single. That brings up the third baseman, Eric Soderholm. He's hitting .258, 4 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Soderholm got into 21 games last year, got up to bat 51 times, so he's a rookie. Outside and low, ball one. Hits a grounder to second. Brohammer's up with it. Throws him out. 3 outs. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing. It'll be Del Unser, Buddy Bell, and Jerry Moses for the Indians in the second. Del Unser's hitting .236. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. Unser was 1 for 4 and scored a run last night. I believe he scored the winning run last night. The 1-2 pitch. Base hit in the left field. Darwin was hustling, but he couldn't come in quick enough to make the play. That brings up Buddy Bell, the right fielder. The rookie's hitting .218. No home runs, 17 runs batted in. He pinch hit last night in the bottom of the ninth and hit a single out Darwin's way, and that scored John Lowenstein and Del Unser to win the game for the Indians. Inside, ball one. Buddy Bell, he was the Rookie of the Year in the American Association last year. Fly ball down the left field line. That is hooking foul. Runner right back to the mound. The second for 1. No throw to first. Buddy Bell takes takes first on the fielder's choice. That brings up the catcher, Jerry Moses. Moses is hitting .250. No home runs and no runs batted in. Dick Tidrow's on deck. Moses hits fly ball in the left field. Darwin's coming in. He's got it. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dick Tidrow, the pitcher. Tidrow is 2 for 17 as a hitter. Hitting .118. He has 1 run batted in. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Hits a fly ball in the left field. Darwin's coming in. Thompson's going back. Darwin has it. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 2 here in Cleveland. It's the Indians 1, the Twins nothing. In the 3rd inning for Minnesota, it will be Dick Woodson, Rod Carew, and Danny Thompson. Dick Woodson's hitting .192, no home runs, no runs batted in. He's 5 for 26 at the plate this season. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder right back to the mound. Tidrow has it, throws him out for 1 out. Here's Rod Carew. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded it to Nettles in the 1st inning. The 1-1 pitch. Base hit in the right field. So this will be the first time in a game that the Twins have a run around before they get to 2 outs. That brings up Danny Thompson, the shortstop. Thompson is 0 for 1. He grounded 2 Nettles in the 1st. Thompson has an 11-game hitting streak. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Personally, I like hitting streaks, and I don't mind if seeing an opposing player increase on their hitting streak as long as it doesn't cost the Indians or the Dodgers, for that matter, a no-hitter or factors into an opposing team's win. The 0-2 pitch. Bouncer to third. Well, one bounce. To second for one. To first. Throw is not in time. Two outs. That brings up Steve Braun, the right fielder. He singled in the first. Foul tip. Strike one. Too high. Ball one. Caught the inside part of the plate. Strike two. Braun hits a fly ball into right field. Buddy Bell drifting back. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing. It'll be the top of the order for Cleveland in the third. Duffy, Brohammer, and Johnson. Frank Duffy's 0 for 1 today. He grounded to Eric Soderholm in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle, base hit. Thompson dove, but he couldn't get to it. That'll bring up Jack Brohammer. Brohammer's 0 for 1. He grounded at Thompson back in the first inning. Duffy's a threat to steal for the Indians. He's off with the pitch. Brohammer hits a fly ball into center field. Nettles is there. He's got it. Duffy goes back to first. 1 out. Here's Alex Johnson. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning. He singled and scored in the first. High and inside. Ball 1. It's a high fly ball in a left field. Darwin's drifting towards center. He's got it. 2 outs. That brings up Tom McCraw. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first, and that scored Alex Johnson. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Low and inside, ball 1. Liner down the first base line, that's foul. Inside, nice grab by Roof, ball 2. Woodson's already had 1 wild pitch today, and that helped lead to the Indians' first run of the game. Strike 3 called. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 3 here in Cleveland. It's the Indians 1, the Twins nothing. Let's take a look around the league. Bottom of the third in Detroit. Tigers lead the A's 3-2. Reggie Jackson hit his 14th home run for Oakland. That puts him in the lead in the majors. Willie Stargell, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench each have 13 home runs in the National League. And Dave Duncan's right behind Jackson with 13 home runs. That is Blue Moon Odom against Mickey Lolich. Bottom of the third at Shea Stadium, Astros and Mets are tied at 1. Doug Rader hit his 12th home run for Houston. That is Dave Roberts, who's been an excellent acquisition for Houston coming over from the Padres, against Buzz Capra. I remember one year Buzz Capper was the last card I needed to finish my Topps baseball card set. I think it was in 1974. In another year, probably 75, the last card I needed was Billy Grabarkowitz. In the fourth inning for Minnesota, it'll be the middle of the order. Killebrew, Darwin, and Nettles. Killebrew was 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. The 1-2 pitch. Caught the inside corner. Strike 3 called. He was fooled on that one. That's strikeout number 2 for Tidrow. Bobby Darwin, he's 0 for 1. He grounded at Duffy in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Nettles to his left has it. Throws him out. Nettles showing a lot of range out there today. And here's Greg Nettles' brother, Jim Nettles. He's 0 for 1. He grounded a Brohammer in the second. The 0-2 pitch. High fly ball into left field. Johnson's there, back at the wall. That's off the wall. Nettles rounds second. He dives for third. Greg Nettles applies the tag to Jim Nettles, but Jim Nettles is safe with a triple. That's his first triple of the year. That'll bring up Phil Roof. Roof is 0 for 1. He singled in the second inning. Or he's 1 for 1. Fouls it back. Strike 1. Nettles was talking to his brother. They're probably both talking about how they both wish they would get traded. Got the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing. I heard a rumor that Ken Aspermani had some harsh words for Gaylord Perry last weekend pitching against the Angels when Perry had his worst outing as a member of the Indians so far, but apparently they have patched up their differences. And Aspermani and Perry were both happy with his pitching performance last night. Here's Greg Nettles leading off for the Indians in the fourth. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to short in the first. Still rumors buzzing that Nettles might get traded to the Yankees. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. 1 out. It'll bring up Del Unser. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning. The 3-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Thompson has him. Throws him out. 2 outs. That'll bring up Buddy Bell. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded it into a force play in the second. The 0-1 pitch. Base hit into right field. Buddy Bell's hit safely in his last 4 games, and that includes 2 appearances as a pinch hitter. He is fast becoming a fan favorite in Cleveland. That'll bring up Jerry Moses. Moses is 0 for 1. He flied out to Jim Nettles in the second inning. Low and outside, ball 1. Hits a high fly ball into center field. Nettles going back. He dives. He's got it. Nice play by Jim Nettles. That probably saved a run. The Indians come up with no runs. One hit, no errors, one left. We played 4 here in Cleveland. It's the Indians 1, the Twins nothing. Looking similar to last night's game. The Indians scored in the first, and then a bunch of goose eggs on the scoreboard after that. For the Twins in the 5th, it will be Eric Soderholm, Dick Woodson, and Rod Carew. Soderholm is 0 for 1. He grounded to Brohammer in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Unser takes a couple steps back, and he's got it. 1 out. Hold on, I got to take a timeout. And we're back. This is WJST in Parma, Norwich, and Tuscaloosa. 1 out, top of the 5th. Dick Woodson is up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to his opposite number, Dick Tidrow, in the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch. Hits a shallow fly ball into center field. Unser coming in. He's got it. 2 outs. That'll bring up Rod Carew. He's 1 for 2 with a single today. The 1-1 pitch. Roller to first. Tom McCraw has it. He'll take it himself. 3 outs. Nothing across in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's an official game here in Cleveland. It's the Indians 1, the Twins nothing. It'll be Tidrow, Duffy, and Brohammer for the Indians in the 5th. Dick Tidrow is 0 for 1. He flied out to Bobby Darwin in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 3 for Dick Woodson. Here's Frank Duffy. He's 1 for 2 with a single today. The 3-2 pitch. Grounder to 3rd. Soderholm, the throw. It's going to be close. In time to get Duffy. 2 outs. That brings up Jack Brohammer. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounder to Thompson in the 1st. Flied out to Nettles in the 3rd. The 3-1 pitch. Another fly ball into center field. Nettles drifting over. He's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across for the Indians in the 5th. We played 5. Cleveland 1. Minnesota nothing. Cleveland has 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They've left 4 men on base. Minnesota has no runs, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 4 men on base. Indians got on the board first with 2 outs. Alex Johnson singled. He took second on a wild pitch, and he scored on Tom McCraw's single. And that's been it as far as the scoring goes today so far. Danny Thompson's up. He's 0 for 2. He's looking to extend his 11-game hitting streak. The 0-2 pitch. Base hit into left field. That's 12 straight for Danny Thompson. Greg Nettles couldn't get to it. That brings up Steve Braun. He is 1 for 2 with a single today. Fastball caught the inside corner. Strike 1. Base hit into right field. Buddy Bell got a good jump on that one, and they are not testing his arm. All 3 of the Indians' outfielders have good arms, and Bell and Unser also have good range. So runners on first and second, nobody out. That brings up Harmon Killebrew, who's 0 for 2. He struck out twice today. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Curveball, that was out of the strike zone, but Killebrew chased it, strike 2. Grounder up the middle, Duffy The second for one. The first double play. 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs. Thompson takes third, and here's Bobby Darwin. He is 0 for 2. Sitting 296 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Caught the inside corner, strike 2. Fly ball into left field. Johnson's back at the wall. That's gone. Home run. Home run number 13 for Bobby Darwin. The Twins take a 2-1 lead. That brings up Jim Nettles. He is 1 for 2. He has a single, or no, he tripled in the fourth, but they weren't able to bring him in to score. The 0-1 pitch, grounder up the middle, Brohammer. Backhands it, throws in the dirt. Nettles is safe on an error. That'll bring up Phil Roof. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. There goes Nettles. Throw from Moses. He's safe. That's his first steal of the year. Pitch was a ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Grounder up the middle. Duffy to his left has it. Throws him out. 3 outs. But Minnesota gets 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Minnesota leads 2-1. It'll be Alex Johnson, Tom McCraw, and Greg Nettles for the Indians in the 6th. Johnson is 1 for 2. He singled in the first, and he came around and scored. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder right back to the mound. Woodson throws him out. 1 out. Here's Tom McCraw. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the first. And that scored Johnson after Johnson had taken second on a wild pitch. It's a fly ball in center field. Nettles drifting over to his right has it. 2 outs. That brings up Greg Nettles. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to short and he struck out. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Soderholm throws him out. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the 6th. We played 6 here at Cleveland Stadium. It's the Twins 2, the Indians 1. In the top of the 7th for Minnesota will be Soderholm, Woodson, and Carew. Soderholm is 0 for 2 today. The 1-1 pitch. Base hit left field. It's in the gap. This will be extra bases. Soderholm slides into second. He's safe with a double. That's the 8th hit of the game for Minnesota. That'll bring up Dick Woodson. He's 0 for 2. He grounded to Tidrow in the 3rd. Flied out to Unser in the 5th. They're playing him in for the bunt. He lays one down. Tidrow has it. Throws him out. 1 out. Soderholm advances to third. On the sacrifice. That'll bring up Rod Carew. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Indians are pulling the infield in. Fastball, strike one called. It's a grounder to second. Brohammer has it. Throws him out. 2 out. Soderholm has to hold at third. That'll bring up Danny Thompson. Thompson's 1 for 3. He singled in the 5th. That extended his hitting streak. He singled and scored back in the 6th inning. Up and in, ball 1. Low and away, ball 2. Like I said, I don't mind hitting streaks, but I don't like them when they negatively impact the game for the Indians. That one did. He looks at strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on third base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Looking around the league again. Top of the 6th in Detroit. A's and Tigers tied at 3. It's still Blue Moon Odom against Mickey Lolich. Top of the 6th at Shea Stadium. Houston 4, the Mets 2. Lee made his 13th home run of the year for Houston. That trade that the Astros and the Reds made is looking pretty good for Houston. That's still Dave Roberts against Buzz Capra. And the bottom of the 4th at Comiskey Park. Brewers lead the White Sox 1-0. That is Jerry Bell against Dave Lemons. Boy, the White Sox won the American League West last year, and they're in last place with a 15-30 record. So the Brewers at the White Sox, that's a matchup of the two last place teams in the American League. In the 7th inning for the Indians, it will be Unser, Bell, and Moses. Unser is 1 for 2 with a single today. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball in a left field. Darwin going back. He's near the wall. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Buddy Bell. He's 1 for 2 today. The 2-1 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Thompson takes charge. He's got it. 2 outs. Here's the catcher, Jerry Moses. He's 0 for 2 today. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball in a right field. Braun drifting over. He's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the 8th. Or in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Steve Hargan's loosening up in the bullpen for the Indians. Steve Braun leads off for Minnesota. He's 2 for 3. He singled in the 1st, and he singled in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. He hits a fly ball in the right field. Buddy Bell's there. He's got it. 1 out. There's Harmon Killebrew. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, and he grounded it into a double play in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Nettles is there, and he's got it. 2 outs. That brings up Bobby Darwin. He's 1 for 3. He hit a 2-run homer back in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch. Base hit in a left field. Here comes Ken Aspermani, and that'll be all for Tidrow. Coming in to pitch is Steve Hargan. Tidrow can get the loss, but he can't get the win today. Looked pretty good today. 7 2/3 innings. He didn't walk anybody. Gave up 9 hits. The big hit was the home run to Bobby Darwin. And he struck out 4. Hargan's making his 10th appearance of the year. He's pitched 15 1/3 innings, given up 15 hits. Walked 8, struck out 5. He's an ERA of 4.11. Hargan had a good rookie year with the Indians. Back in 1966, he won 15 games. Then he developed arm trouble. He had 3 years in a row as a starter where he was sub 500, including years of 9 21 in 67 and 3 18 in 1969. He mainly pitched out of the bullpen last year. He had arm surgery, then he was sent down to the minors. Came back from the minors and pitched pretty well after that. I find it's best to use him like 1 or 2 innings at a time. Here's Jim Nettles. He's 1 for 3. He tripled back in the 4th, and he was safe on an error in the 6th. Changeup, strike 1, swing and a miss. Fastball inside, ball 1. Hargan throws hard. That was outside, ball 2. He just, let me see. He's had difficulty with his control. And his control's gotten better, though, after he had a couple of arm surgeries. Changeup, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball 4. First walk of the day given up by an Indians pitcher. That brings up Phil Roof. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Too low, ball 1. It's a fly ball into right field. Buddy Bell is there. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Coming into play left field for Bobby Darwin is Charlie Manuel. Spoiler alert, Charlie Manuel, future hitting coach and manager of the Cleveland Indians. In fact, Charlie Manuel was Jim Thome's hitting guru. And coming into play first base in place of Harmon Killebrew is Rich Reese. For the Indians in the 8th, it will be the pitcher spot, Duffy and Brohammer. Pinch hitting for Cleveland will be Chris Chambliss. Chambliss was the Rookie of the Year in the American League last season. He's batting .277. No home runs, 14 runs batted in. He is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Carew. Over to Reese. 1 out. That'll bring up Frank Duffy. He's 1 for 3 with a single today. Fastball. That got a piece of his arm. He was hit. He had to leave the game last night because of after twisting his ankle. And Indians were relieved that he would not miss any time out of the lineup. That brings up Jack Brohammer. Brohammer is 0 for 3 today. Changeup. There goes Duffy. Throw from Roof. Not in time. Duffy is safe. That's his 6th single of the year, or stolen base of the year. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder to first. Reese has it. He tosses to Woodson, covering. 2 outs. Duffy takes third. Here's Alex Johnson. He's 1 for 3. He singled in the first and came around to score. Changeup, swing and a miss, strike 1. He hits a grounder to first. Reese to Woodson, covering. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 9th inning. It's Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Coming into pitches, Phil Hennigan. Hennigan's last appearance was Tuesday night against Oakland when he started. Pitched 7 good innings. He's making his 7th appearance of the year. He is 0-1 with 2 saves, an ERA of 1.98. 13 2/3 innings. He's given up 12 hits. He's walked 7. He struck out 10. He started the season on the disabled list. Eric Soderholm leads off for Minnesota. He is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 7th. Oh, they're calling him back. Tony Oliva coming in to pinch hit. Tony Oliva made his first appearance of the season last night. He pinch hit and he drew a walk. The 2-0 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Buddy Bell's there. He's got it. 1 out. Dick Woodson. Let's see if Bill Rigney calls him back. Yep. Rich Rennick will pinch hit. Rennick is hitting .217, 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. He is sitting .214 with 1 home run and 1 run batted in as a pinch hitter. He drew a walk as a pinch hitter last night. That was during the Twins' ninth inning rally. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Unser's there. He's got it. 2 outs. Here's Rod Carew. He's 1 for 4 with a single. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Bell is there. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Dan Monson comes in, playing third base for Eric Soderholm. Monza's pinch hit single drove in 2 runs last night in the 9th inning, and that put Minnesota up temporarily ahead 2-1. And Wayne Granger coming into pitch. He's making his 18th appearance of the year. His record of 1-2 with 5 saves, an ERA of 4.71. Twins have a shortage on their pitching staff. They have Jim Cott, who was 6-0, got hurt. Back on June 4th against the Tigers. And he will be out for the rest of the month. So the Twins are actually a man short on their pitching staff, and we'll see how that affects them in the next week or two. Last night, Granger got the loss. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 3 hits. He walked 1, and he gave up 2 runs. They were driven in on Buddy Bell's pinch hit single. It'll be the heart of the order for the Indians in the ninth. McCraw, Nettles, and Unser. McCraw is 1 for 3. He singled in the first, and that scored Alex Johnson. The 3-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Carew to his right, backhands it. Throws him out, 1 out. Here's Greg Nettles. He's 0 for 3 today. The 2-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Thompson, the throw. Bang, bang play. He's out just in time to get Nettles. Indians are down to their last out. That brings up Del Unser. He's 1 for 3 with a single today. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Monzon. The throw. He's out. Game's over. Minnesota wins it 2-1. And Indians' old friend, the Gopher Ball, came back to bite him today, just like it did on Tuesday night against Oakland. Minnesota had 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Cleveland had 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error. They left 5 men on base. Dick Woodson gets the win. He's 5-4. And Tidrow takes the loss. He is 4-6. He continues his win-lose, win-lose, win-lose pattern. Wayne Granger gets a save. He kind of atones for his performance last night. That's save number 6. Indians pitching didn't look bad today, except for that home run by Darwin. But they've been swinging the bat pretty lustily the last few days, and they were held to only 5 hits by Woodson and Granger. McCraw getting the big hit for the Indians, singling in the first, driving in Alex Johnson with the Indians' only run. Bobby Darwin went 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. And Nettles, Jim Nettles, went 1 for 3 with a triple and a stolen base. Bobby Darwin, he'll be in the talk for AL Rookie of the Year this year. Star of the game is Dick Woodson. So far, there have been 2 games between the Indians and the Twins this year, and they've both been some really good pitching duels. Time of this game is 2 hours and 33 minutes. Indians won't be on tomorrow. after they finish up with Minnesota, they will make their first trip to the West Coast, going to California, then to Oakland, and then to Minnesota. So I believe the next Indians telecast will be from Oakland. Let me see. Let's see. Nope, they'll be on from Oakland. I remember the Indians not doing much telecasting from the West Coast when I was a kid, but they will be on Saturday and Sunday in Oakland. Once again, the final score of today's game: Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Hope you enjoyed this good pitcher's duel, and thank you for watching.